make sure we have audio on the Twitch stream with the sounds and the thing. And does it work? Is it working? We do! Yay! Okay. And Dementia Radio now and recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org. It's the Funny Music Podcast.
You're not hearing it.
Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
We have Mr. Steve Goodie the Third.
It's true.
Hello, Steve.
There's two more just like me.
That's terrifying. And we will have a pre-recorded interview with Kerplunk coming up later in the show. Welcome to episode 767 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, February 27th, 2025. The title of this week's episode is Handsome Private.
I thought it would be all poop all the time.
No reason. It should be all poop all the time. This is going to be an all poop episode of the FuMPCast. So buckle in, folks.
Oops, all poops.
Oops, all poops. Yes,
As if it's an accident.
I was telling Steve before the show we have 3 songs about poop on the main page of the FuMP right now. So, what we do. All right, let's do the thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, I had a phone interview with people at the state of California about trying to get me some job training to find a new job. And I was under the impression, because it's what Kalani told me, that it was at this point that I was going to be taking some kind of long, like 4-hour test where they test me on a whole bunch of different stuff to basically try to figure out what the best career for me would be to kind of help narrow down my search. But basically what happened is the person called me and they're like, well, what kind of job would you like to have? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. That's why I'm talking to you to get some guidance, but off the top of my head, because I saw it listed in one of the Disney emails I get for jobs, like executive assistant, like, I don't know, maybe an executive assistant. And then she's like, okay, well, go to, like LinkedIn or wherever and, do a search for executive assistant and then bring up the part where it says what the qualifications are and copy and paste those into another file, for 3 different applications for executive assistant. And then take, the highlight feature and highlight in one color all the things you know how to do and in the other color all the things you don't know how to do, and then send that to me, and then we'll use that highlighted part of all the things you don't know how to do to figure out what the best training for you would be. And I'm like, I could have done that without you. It's
government efficiency at its best.
It's like, I mean, because I truly am in a place like Rob Schraub, who created Scud the Disposable Assassin and has done tons of other amazing creative things. He works with Dan Harmon. He was part of the writing staff of Community. He's part of the writing staff and voice cast of Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites and stuff. He did a book. Actually, I'm gonna go grab the book because I know exactly where it is. It's not too far away. He put out this book a while back, basically chronicling all of the all of the pitches and show ideas and comic ideas and stuff that he was trying to get made at studios that all ended up getting rejected, studios, comic, whatever. Just okay. So the name of the book is "But I Can't Do Anything Else." Art by Rob Schraub, and it's full of amazing artwork of all this amazing art that he did for pitches that never got used anywhere because these are things that got passed on, and then he decided all right, I guess that's it, I'm going to move on and do whatever. But that's exactly the way I feel. It's like I have spent my whole life from well, I even want to say pre-college, but like, I went to college to try to learn art so that I could have an animation career. And, I did get an art education there, but they screwed me over on the whole turning that into a career part because they lied about what exact classes they had for animation, which was none. And then, I shifted my focus onto I want to create comedy music for the Dr. Demento show. So then I worked various day jobs while I was out performing at conventions, hoping that I would become the type of person who would, get paid to perform at conventions every weekend doing my nerdy comedy music, kind of like Bonnie is successfully doing right now. And that never took off as well as I ever wanted it to. I mean, there was at least one point at which I was doing about 24 conventions a year, back in the age when people still bought CDs and DVDs and stuff. But, so I spent all those years working on that, and then things shifted over to animation again when I was able to get my foot in the door at Mighty Magiswords and moved out here to start my animation career. Spent 3 years, like the best 3 years of my life, working at that show, and it was amazing. And then when when Magiswords wrapped up, everyone was like, "Oh, you'll get another boarding job, in a few months. It's fine. You'll just do some tests and everything, and blah blah blah." And I did like 6 or 7 tests, and nobody hired me. And there was never any feedback or explanation as to why the things the tests I was turning in weren't being accepted. And I did another test, about a year or so ago. That one ended up, getting rejected for that too. So I spent all this time like learning how to make funny music and market it to nerdy audiences, and learning how to be a storyboard artist and write for comedy for television. And like, that's where all my skill sets are. There's not much else to me that can be turned into a marketable skill. I mean, maybe advertising or marketing itself would be good, but I've always assumed that to get those type of jobs, you have to get collegiate career, degrees in advertising or marketing or something in order to get those type of jobs at convention or at agencies. So I basically am at the point where it's like I literally don't know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, because I basically have to live my life at this point assuming nothing will ever happen as far as comedy music or the animation industry goes. I just have to assume that I'm never going to get a job doing either of those. I'm going to keep applying for animation industry jobs, but I'm basically treating it like, buying lottery tickets for like the Powerball. You're buying it for the fleeting hope of a chance that maybe you win and get, millions of dollars, but it never happens. So now I need to figure out what the hell to do with the rest of my life. So if anybody has any actual real non-joke suggestions for what type of job they think I would be good for, please, leave it on feedback for the next episode so that I can figure out what jobs I should attempt to apply for, and then do the highlighting thing that the lady wants me to email her so that we can start down a path of getting me a job. I mean, my main hopes are, 1, that it doesn't involve driving, and 2, it doesn't involve standing all day. Those are my 2 hopes, is that I actually get to sit.
Are there other
Monday through Friday, 9 to 5
jobs at like Disney animation studios besides being a storyboard artist, like just desk jobs?
That's why I was talking about like executive assistant. Like there are other things I could potentially do there. I just don't have a lot of the specific, requirements that a lot of them are looking for. It's just like Lindsay. I was talking to her, and she's. They're still waiting to find out if Solar Opposites is going to be continuing. Like within the next couple of weeks, they're going to find out. Mm-hmm. So if Solar Opposites doesn't continue, she has, years of experience on 2 different shows being a lead character designer. So, she has a way decent chance of getting a character design or other related position on another show. It's like I only have 3 years of experience at Cartoon Network being a storyboard artist, and then the other freelance stuff I've done. And nobody's hired me for a big studio job since the only one I had, from 2015 to 2018. So I don't know what else I can do to make me a more desirable person to hire. I've spent years, like literally years, working on my portfolio, trying to make my website and my art like the best example of what I can be. I went to those things at WonderCon last year and talked to the professionals about paring down what I'm showing people in my portfolio, paring it down to a reasonable amount at the website, and still nothing. So I don't know. But yeah, your point of finding other positions at animation studios is a valid one. I just, it's just another case of seeing what positions are there and then seeing what their requirements are and, seeing what things I lack and potentially getting job training in those areas, or seeing if I could just talk them into hiring me and letting me learn on the job. So anyway, that's all that. I then spent the weekend following that back at Kalani's place in Irvine, because after we had such a success going through everything in her living room the previous week, she basically asked me to come back, the following weekend and go through everything in her walk-in closet and her bedroom to help her get rid of all that stuff, because her walk-in closet was very, cartoonishly, you open the closet door and it's literally just stuff. And she had a very big walk-in closet, and the main reason it got to that point was because when she started dating me, there was a lot of other stuff in her bedroom, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to get this stuff out of the way," so she just threw it all in the closet, as many of us have done in the past. So basically, she talked me into coming out and going on more Target runs to get more bins and to help her organize everything in her closet. And she had what I would describe as a psychotic amount of shoes, still in their boxes, many of which had never been worn before, because if she found a pair of shoes that she liked, she would buy multiple pairs of the same shoe so that she just, she had that handy. Or if she couldn't find them in the closet, she would just go out and buy another pair, or whatever. So,
if I may, I've heard of imaginary numbers and such things, but I've never heard of psychotic numbers. And if it's shoes, then it's probably all even numbers. But not necessarily. This is a whole new set.
Counting all of the stuff she kept, all the stuff she donated, and the stuff she even, some of the stuff she threw out, she had 170 pairs of shoes.
Oh my God.
In boxes.
Ask me how many pairs of shoes I've ever owned altogether.
How many?
Probably 12.
I currently own 5 pairs of shoes, and Kalani bought me 3 of them. It's like that whole cliche about women having a thing for shoes. Well, I guess she's just one of those women. But throughout the process of going through that closet, she did donate to Goodwill about 90 pairs of those shoes and boots. I mean, some of them were cosplay related, which are fine. And then there were just we've just had hefty trash bags, and over the course of Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we dropped off not only all those shoes, but a good dozen or more, probably closer to 15 or 20 trash bags just full of clothes, so that she could pare down what was in her walk-in closet to just the stuff that she knew fit her and she was going to keep and she was going to wear it regularly and she needed it for work, or it was her cosplay stuff or whatever. And then fit it so that at the bottom of the closet, she could keep all the shoes in the boxes with the labels that have the pictures and the sizes facing out, so that she can find the shoes quickly. So we managed to get through all that and all of the stuff that she had a bunch of stuff stored in her bedroom. She had a ton of unopened Lego sets, some of which were pretty large and expensive. I got everything out from under her bed. I basically got her through all of the stuff. She had some stuff left sitting on the couch in the living room, at the time I left, but kind of the dragon had been slain. We got through it all.
Wow.
And even since I've been gone, since Monday, she went after, there was a front closet in, that was just when you walk into the apartment, there was a closet immediately there that was similarly full of stuff. And she, on her own, started going through all that stuff in that closet and getting that cleaned out. And she intends to, keep doing that between now and when I, move out there on the 7th for the, 3 or so weeks I'm going to be out there, at least. So that there's room for my stuff. So basically it was a long and tiring weekend of helping her sort through so much clothes and so much stuff and everything. So that was what I spent most of my time doing. But when I got back, I hopped on on a couple of important projects, one of which I'll talk about during the Funny Music News. And, well, actually, I'll talk about both of them during the Funny Music News because they're both things I want to plug. So, anyway, and now it's, oh, I guess I'll mention one other thing. For my birthday, Kalani got me a robot of DJ Rex from the Disney Galaxy's Edge theme park. There's a place there called Oga's Cantina, and Rex is a droid that used to fly the Star Tours ride back during the first iteration of it, but then they changed it and they made it so that C-3PO and R2-D2 are driving the ship instead of Rex. And Rex was voiced by Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. So when they opened Galaxy's Edge back in whatever year that was, 2019 I think it was, they in this Oga's Cantina, they made Rex the DJ of the bar, so that basically he's up there like moving and dancing around, and Paul Rubens recorded of him saying new stuff and introducing the songs and everything. So it was really cool. So they made this remote control DJ Rex robot that also has a Bluetooth speaker built into it. And so she got that for me as a wait, was that birthday gift or a Valentine's Day gift? It was something. I think maybe it was a Valentine's Day gift. And when I opened it, I got the Bluetooth speaker working, but I couldn't figure out how to get the robot functions to work, how to pair the remote with the robot, and I was looking online and I couldn't find how to do it. So on Monday, before I drove back to Burbank, I actually went to Disneyland and brought my DJ Rex robot all the way inside the park to the Droid Depot saying hi. Because they haven't sold it in a couple of years. That's why we had to buy it on eBay. I'm like, can you please show me how to pair this? Because I'm looking at the instructions and I can't figure it out. And the guy, within like a minute or so, figured it out. I don't know what he did that was different. I mean, I have a decent idea of what he did that was different. It's just one of those things where I can't believe that I didn't accidentally do that same combinations of things that he did that made it work. So it's pretty cool. I'll show you that too. It's hopefully it's still paired up. So
I'm betting the difference is that his birth year starts with a 2-0.
So yeah, so he.
Wow.
Let's see. The remote is not turned on yet. Here we go. So. So yes, he turns around, he goes forward and back, and then he also has arms that his 3 arms he can move back and forth and stuff. So
That's awesome.
Does he vacuum?
Yeah, and then you can hit the button and or hit one of his speech buttons. He'll say stuff. Oh, he has this noise because he's a DJ.
DJ what's his face is scratching his balls.
DJ what's its face is fixing the hyperdrive. Now we need to do the Star Wars version of that sketch where I list off all of the DJs, but they're all like other Star Wars characters.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so anyway, this is really cool. And I filmed a TikTok of him driving around in front of the Millennium Falcon playing the Dr. Demento show, just to show how nerdy I am.
That's right. I saw that.
Anyway, so what have you been up to, Devo Spice?
Well, this past weekend I went to a film festival here in northern New Jersey where I got to watch the premiere of my short film Sex Offender Counseling Class, and holy crap, what an amazing reaction from the crowd. Like uproarious laughter for the film. So I was so happy with how this film was received by the crowd. And now I need to post it to Vimeo.
Excellent.
And start submitting it to other festivals and stuff. But I am really excited about this. It came out so good. I'm really happy with it. And I also got to see the premiere of a film called Callboys, which I'm in. I didn't write it or anything. I'm featured in it. Where this one is about a middle-aged woman who has given up on love and just decided she wants to marry a male prostitute just for the sex, except she doesn't have any money, so she gets like the bottom of the barrel from the pimp, and I'm one of them. So
yay!
I am a guy who
Hey, at least you're in the barrel.
Yeah. I'm getting led around by my wife with a leash around my neck. I got a collar on, and she's got the leash, and she's been selling me for sex.
So it's just Thursday.
Yeah, and I'm basically begging the woman to, pick me so that I can plan my escape and stuff. It came out pretty funny. The problem is there were some audio issues with the filming, that they weren't able to resolve in post. So I don't know. I'm gonna pull a clip from it to put in my reel, but I don't know if there were any audio issues during that clip. I don't remember, but I have the entire film on my computer now. So it came out pretty cool. So that was fun.
So do you like take your clothes off in this film?
I do not. No.
Oh, so we don't get to see your handsome privates.
We don't.
Does that count? He pluralized.
It's fine. Yes. Plurals are acceptable. Yesterday was my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. So we did a whole bunch of birthday stuff. I went out to dinner with my wife, and then I went and met up with a bunch of friends down in Rockaway, where we take acting lessons, and did some karaoke. And I was going to do more, but the place had a lot of people signed up for karaoke, so there was a long wait. So I only got to do one song. I attempted. I did. It wasn't good, but I did "Enormous Penis" by Da Vinci's Notebook. So, not one of my best performances.
That's always a fun one to do.
But it was fun. Yeah. I
It's
can
what
tell
got
you
into the barrel.
Yes, I can tell you it was not the worst performance of the evening from the other people who were there. So, and I finished up the February
not the worst.
episode of The Insider, which will come out tomorrow. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna tell a story really quick of I used to go to karaoke with Stephanie and a couple of her friends, and her one friend would always perform the Adam Sandler song at a medium pace. But I don't know if it was that she never ever heard the original song before, or if either she never heard the original song before, she was doing it intentionally in her own weird avant-garde way, or she was just thoroughly incapable of doing karaoke correctly, because she would just kind of sing the words on the screen whenever she wanted, instead of actually doing them in time of the way Adam Sandler actually sings the song. So, and I got so annoyed with seeing her doing that one time when we went to karaoke, I put in to do that song first so that I could sing it and sing it properly, and then I started singing it, the way that Adam sings it properly, and she without, because she kind of felt like, hey, that's my song, man, or whatever.
Yeah.
She came on stage and she tried to take another microphone so that she could sing it with me, doing it her shitty way, while I was singing it the proper way, and she got all pissed off about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, fuck you, sing it right, god damn it.
I was at
I
was at a karaoke night at a different place last year sometime, and some guy got up and did, I want to say it was The Thing That Should Not Be by Metallica, and he sang it so wrong that it took me a while to realize what song he was singing. I recognized the guitar riffs and everything, but I didn't recognize what he was singing. And I turned to my friend Eddie, who was there, who I knew was also an old school Metallica fan. I'm like, what the hell song is this? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, it's Metallica, but then we finally both caught on that it was The Thing That Should Not Be. But it was just he was making up his own melody for the lyrics and stuff. And I'm like, that's not how that works. But anyway, but it was fun. Yeah. Had a good time. So, Steve, what have you been up to?
Oh, I've been doing nothing but B-52s at karaoke night.
I'd like to see that.
Bring your jukebox money.
Did you see them on Saturday Night Live on the special?
I
the
did
music
not.
special?
I missed most of that. I've seen clips here and clips there.
Yeah, there's a special called SNL 50, the Homecoming special, that was filmed at Radio City Music Hall. That's basically all about the musical acts of Saturday Night Live. So it's everyone and their mom pretty much came back, to perform a song or two. So the B-52s were on that.
I did not see the B-52s. I saw my mom on that, so that was odd.
Oh, good.
Fine.
Yeah.
So
okay, what am I actually up to?
You
I'm getting ready for MarsCon.
Yeah, so am I.
Yay.
Well, part of my prep involves stuff for you, so.
Yeah, does. Ha ha ha. Yeah. It won't be the same without Luke, but it's still MarsCon, gosh darn it.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah, I was looking forward to meeting Kalani. You know, this is just you're ruining everything, Luke.
Sorry that I intentionally gave my girlfriend breast cancer. Specifically at this time and not earlier or later in the year.
It's not easy to be funny about that, but you just did it. Well done.
So you posted a song.
Oh, yeah, I posted a song about poop.
You did.
I did.
One of many songs about poop that we've had on the phone
Yeah,
recently.
apparently it's a thing now. I had no idea. I just thought somebody should take Pink Floyd and make it about poop, so nobody else was doing it.
Nobody else has done this, really?
Pink Floyd and poop? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just guessing.
All right. Well,
who would do that?
Here it is. It's Poo from the Rear by Steve Goodie.
It's always fun to parody a Pink Floyd song, especially when it's about poop. But man, this intro is long. Can we skip through this a little bit? Okay, that's great. Thanks.
I know I've got gas. I've always had gas. Why should I be frightened of pooping? There's no reason for it. You've got to poop sometime. Like most of us have. There's no dark side of the poop, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark. Except maybe when you're sick. Then it's kind of yellow.
Whoa, I think it's you that I smell. Like raw sewage from hell, or used wipes in a drain. Did you have beans for a meal? And were they boiled in kale? Was raw cabbage on sale? Is that the stink that I smell? Could I get you to stay in that room with the bowl? Your fat ass on the seat, a derriere full of worms and fleas. The worms ate into your brain. That's how you explain the big old fart you performed and the sinkhole that you made.
Okay, how about a nice fart solo? Oh, that's nice. It's nice and classy. It's classy and gassy. It's classy, gassy, and assy. That's the law firm I'm gonna hire when Roger Waters sues me. I'm so clever. I don't know how I do it. I'm a genius. Oh, it's time to sing some more.
How I wish you could pinch off that rear. You got Chernobyl blowing out your bunghole with old asparagus spears. All the flowers have turned to brown. I think you've crowned. It's a shark I fear. Yes, it's poo from the rear.
Okay, more farting. Yes! This goes on for about half an hour. I don't know why you people encourage this. This is stupid even for me. I sound like Beavis. Sorta. Yeah, this sucks. Okay, it's gotta be almost over.
You really could let that go on for about a half an hour, and I don't think anyone would
I
bat
think
an eye.
it felt like I did. And congratulations to Chuck. I should have called it Backside of the Moon. That would have been. It's a much better idea. Oh well. Next time.
Yeah. See, this is why you join the chat, because good stuff happens in there sometimes.
I see. Maybe that's what I'll call the album.
There you go. You just do a whole concept album of Pink Floyd songs about poop and Backside of the Moon.
That sounds like a great idea, but no, I was thinking of just the album I'm working on now that I already have almost a dozen songs for. We'll just call it that.
Oh, okay.
That's a very funny album name.
So what inspired this song? I'm almost afraid to ask.
The usual, bored. Listening to Pink Floyd while I'm doing other things, and like, hey, there's an idea that probably shouldn't be done. I'll do that.
You a big
the usual.
Pink Floyd fan?
Ish. I dig them. It's not like I listen every single day, but if it comes on, I'll listen.
Yeah.
Plus, you know me, love the acid.
Yeah, you're such a druggie. I know.
Yeah.
I have a behind-the-scenes technical question.
Yes.
The bit at the beginning where you sped up the music, how did you do that?
Yeah. Let's see. How did I do that? I took that chunk and just in Pro Tools, I think tripled the speed. And then, how did I do this? The ramp up and the ramp down. I think I used SoundForge to do those because I know how to, it can be on a curve. How the speed can go from here to here, but not directly.
So did you
And
do
I just
that
pasted that in.
to the final mix, or did you do that to the pieces at the begin, like while you were assembling the song?
That's a good question, Devo. How did I do that? I think well, that opening bit is just one guitar. So I believe I just did it in Pro Tools.
Okay.
It's one stereo track. That's all you're hearing at that point.
Okay. Because I did that on my Stranger Things song, and like I tried like 4 different ways to get the effect to work, because I wanted it to sound like it was a sample being played on a record, and then the DJ just went like this and sped up the record. And I did it like 2 or 3 different ways, and it never sounded right. And then I was like, okay, let me just mix the song down so I have a final mixed and mastered version of the song, and then edit that. And what I ended up doing was playing the song over. I have a little DJ controller that's about yay big with 2 tiny little turntables on it. And I loaded it onto there, and I just sped it up like that, and then recorded that back into my computer, and then pasted that into the song. Yeah. But like I had to do it with the mastered version of the song, because otherwise it didn't sound right. It was a mismatched mix.
I was actually thinking of, since I do have a 24-track tape deck sitting over here, that I would actually send it out to that and then actually have it fast forward and rewind, and you can hear that stuff when you do that. And if it had been more than just a guitar, I probably would have done it that way. But since it was just one guitar, it was easy enough to just do
you
this.
probably got it. Probably got lucky with it just being the guitar part.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So little behind
Good question.
the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, I heard it,
Next
and I
time
was
I'll
like, man, I struggled with that for so long, for the stupidest little gag in that song.
Well, A, I struggled, and B, I'm pretty sure mine is stupider.
I don't know. We'll say, Luke, do you have an opinion on which one is
I would take
stupider?
odds. I haven't actually heard yours, but I'm pretty sure.
It's hard to say. I mean,
This is where Luke gets interested.
to me the Stranger Things thing, I thought was funny because, of the joke that the intro goes on way too long and that you have to get through the song because it's taking forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I would consider that one more clever and Steve's more stupid.
Okay, fair.
Although mine was the same thing.
It's the same idea. The intro is too long, yeah. But maybe it was just 70s thing. Maybe that's just the songs of that era, like 70s and early 80s, were just 9 minutes long. Just
yeah. Somebody did it. I think it was Rick Beato, a thing about whatever Pink Floyd song, and he's talking about this section, that section. There's a solo. And he said, "Okay, it's time for the second verse, and we're 3.5 minutes in."
Yep.
70s were awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the old school rap songs were, the Fat Boys' first album only has 7 songs on it, and it's 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
The first side of the tape has 3 songs, and the first one I think is 10 minutes, and so it's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes before you even get to any rapping. So that's what I was making fun of at the beginning of Stranger Things.
It's like Jeff Goldblum with Jurassic Park. There is going to be some rapping during the jailhouse rap.
Right.
Yes. At some point, please.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Now everything is like every song is a minute and a half long and there's no hooks. It's just a beat and for a minute and a half and then it's over.
Yeah.
And Ian is Made of Beans is 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yes. But that has a hook. I went out of my way to give that song a hook. It's got a chorus, which has a different music than the beat you rap over. See, I went all out for that song. Yeah.
You were dedicated. Nobody can take that away from you.
I'm really looking forward to hearing more songs called Ian is Made of Beans. I really am. I don't know why, but I am. It's like I'm hoping we can stupid this up a little bit and just go for it.
Ian is an excellent source of protein, as we know.
Oh, that sounds wrong.
I just thought of a tag for that joke, and I'm not saying it.
Oh, come on. Since when are we having decorum? Is that a new thing? Nobody told me. Fine.
So, Steve,
I'll tell you after the show when we're not on the air.
So, Steve, you have more songs about poop in the mix going on? In the
No,
plans?
surprisingly, that's the only poop one lately. The one I'm working on right now it's my 4th parody of Leaving on a Jet Plane. Guess what it's about? The FAA?
Maybe, yeah. You've done 4 parodies of that song? I know there was Tweeting on a Jet Plane. That
was the second one.
What were the others?
The first one, which was pre-FuMP days, was called Heaving on a Jet Plane, just about being airsick.
Right, yes, and I remember hearing that.
It was brilliant, I must say. And then, of course, there was Tweeting, and then there was Beating on a Jet Plane.
Yes, Beating on a Jet Plane, that's right. I remember that.
And now this one is simply called Land This Damn Plane. I'm not even bothering trying to rhyme anymore. So that's exciting. But no poop. Although I expect when the plane crashes, there will be pooping.
You could do pooping on a jet plane.
Could do that. All right, let's save that for the 2030s.
Okay.
Every decade I do a Leaving on a Jet Plane parody. I think that'll be good.
Okay, yeah. I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
The FuMP will still be around, I'm sure.
Another couple of months when there's going to be more and more plane crashes, you could do another one. I'm grieving all these jet planes.
Screaming on a Jet Plane did come to mind.
Screaming on a Jet Plane. You just do a whole concept album of Leaving on a Jet Plane parody.
Everything's a concept album.
Yes, I don't know why.
Meanwhile, your song's not 2 minutes long. Give me a break.
I love the idea of concept albums, but I love it when other people do them because they're a lot of work. I don't want to do that again.
And halfway through it, you go, "Was this a good concept? I don't feel it anymore."
I'm like, oh god.
I like when concept albums happen by accident. You realize after finishing an album, hey, there's a concept here. It's better that way.
Yeah. Chuck says we need more concept albums. So now Chuck has decreed it, so we have to.
Yes, everybody says that. Yeah, I know. Ideas for concept albums are not as hard as concept albums.
Yes. Yeah, it's the actual making them. Anybody can think of a concept album, but can you make a concept album?
It's the holding them.
The whole, yes.
So
I love that Steve knows what reference I'm doing.
Yeah. I was going to mention my favorite concept album idea that I had was an album in which every track on the album is a track of one of the songs from the Beastie Boys' License to Ill album, like done in the same order as they appear on the album. And the cover would mimic the way the crashed airplane looks, but instead of a crashed airplane, it would be a giant accordion. and the name of the album would be Beastiality.
And I
Al.
Beastie hyphen Al hyphen Itty.
Nice.
yeah, and I still think that is a great idea that needs to happen. Like I
can't
remember
believe Chuck
you
didn't think of it.
I remember you telling me that idea at Alcon in 1998, and like
Wow.
I was like, that needs to happen.
And it could have bonus tracks that are other Beastie Boys parodies, but I've done 2 from License to Ill at least. I've done Rhymin' and Stealin', and I've done No Sleep Till Brooklyn. So, I'm sure we could find the rest.
We could cover squirrels,
Or write the rest.
and
Yeah.
there's wasn't there a Fight for Your Right to Party parody?
I mean, yeah, there's been a
Sure,
bunch
there's
of
been
those.
many.
Yeah.
My favorite version of that was Whimsical Will. Basically took the lyrics and did it as the Old Philosopher bit by Eddie Lawrence. It's like
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
it's so, like so your pop caught you smoking and he says no way, but that hypocrite smokes 2 packs a day. Is that what your problem is? And then the music is, well, you've got to do this because you got to fight for your right to party. It was brilliant. It's
Oh
the
my
best
God,
version of
that's
Fight for Your Right to Party.
amazing. How have I never heard that? I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll have to email Will and ask him for it because I don't remember hearing that. That sounds great though. So Steve, what else is going on with you? Besides songs about poop.
Doing my monthly residency at Agave's Mexican restaurant here in Nashville, doing the Al, the Weird Tribute show. And lately, new developments. Bob, you remember Bob from this show.
Of course.
He gets the hiccups. Oh, yeah, Bob. He's right there. He's wearing a hat, but he's right there. Anyway, Bob gets the hiccups, and it's just precious. So that's fun. And I'm all signed up and paid my fees and everything to go to Edinburgh in August. Hooray!
Cool.
That'll be great. And I'll be on tour around the country, coming to a neighborhood near you in August and May. So if anybody out there would like a live performance of my nonsense in your living room, leave us a message somehow. You know how to find us.
Yep.
Or go to stevegoodie.com. That's another place to do that.
Cool. And you'll be at MarsCon?
That's about it. I will be at MarsCon.
Doing MarsCon things.
I will do all the MarsCon things.
I'm so excited
Except,
for MarsCon. I haven't been in 5 years, and it's killing me.
I don't think I'll be playing Boob Tree this year.
No?
Even without Luke there's too many people who can draw. It's too frustrating.
I mean, and that's another thing. Somebody else is going to have to go out and buy the cards and the pens, and
I've got a whole stash
it'll be
I can bring.
other people.
I've got a whole stash
Okay, good.
I can bring because like I did it once with my actor friends, and I still have a whole bunch of stuff left over, so I should be able. I should.
You can
I should
bring
have
one
it
less
covered.
of each because I'm not playing.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. I can't draw at all.
That's part of the fun. If
Yeah.
everybody knows how to draw, then the game loses the humorous aspect of it.
Yes, it's part of the fun, said the guy who can draw.
Well,
You need to make like the person who can.
just because you can draw doesn't mean it's a good depiction of what the phrase is, and you still may guess it wrong, and somebody just doing like stick figures and stuff could do a better depiction of the phrase. It doesn't matter how well you can draw.
In theory, yes.
So what the
But
best
when
way to
applied
do it
me,
is
it never works.
the best way to do it is to, find out who can, like, say, okay, raise your hand if you can actually draw, and everyone who raised their hand, and then space them out so that those are every third person is somebody who knows how to draw.
Yeah.
So it's like, know how to draw, not, know how to draw, not. That's the best way to balance it all out, so that you can get,
I'll tell you what.
psychotic
I'll tell you
person
what.
drawings.
MarsCon 2026. Make you a deal.
Okay.
I'll do Boob Tree if both you, Luke, and you, Devo, sing a song playing a guitar on stage in front of everybody.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I'll do that.
But the other thing you have to do with Boob Tree is like make sure people can actually write, because like one of my guesses was I forget, was it my guess? Yeah, I wrote down a choir of angels, and I passed it to Stephanie Messenger from
You don't forget anything, do you?
No, I don't. From formerly what was her band? Cutesylvania?
My parents
Cutesylvania
and
Cutesylvania
music. Yeah.
And apparently to her my O's looked like an A, and she thought it said a chair of angels. So she drew a chair with angels coming out of it. And yeah, and it kind of went sideways from there. But that just struck me as like, it's like, okay, my guess was a choir of angels, and then and there's a chair, and I'm like, how do you, and then she goes, that says a choir? I thought that said a chair. And I'm like, so it was very funny. All right, so do you have anything you'd like to plug?
SteveGoodie.com for all your SteveGoodie.com needs.
Dun,
Know how to do it.
All right. You gonna stick around, or you taking off?
I'll stick around a little bit.
All right. Let's do some news.
I want to see what Kurt has to say.
He doesn't talk about you, so.
Oh, then I'm not interested.
The world's longest running comedy music concert series is back.
So this song is about following your dreams and never giving up. Yay! It's also about the Hulk.
MarsCon 2025 is taking place March 7th through 9th at the Hilton Minneapolis St. Paul Mall of America Hotel in Bloomington, Minnesota.
Can I get a celebratory woo? Woo! Woo! Thank you.
This year's event will have performances by Worm Quartet, Devo Spice, The Great Luke Ski, Insane Ian, Carrie Dalby, Meow Mean, Steve Goodie, Nuclear Bubble Wrap, The Odd Ditties, Holy Bong Water, Regdar and the Fighters, Primordial Pouch, and this year's comedy music guests of honor, sponsored by Needle Juice Records, John S. Hall and Dog Bowl of King Missile Dogfly Religion.
I don't go to recitals anymore because my hearing is too sensitive, and I don't go to art galleries anymore because there are people there, and I can't deal with people.
Registration for a weekend badge is $55 until January 31st. After that, it'll be $70 at the door. To pre-register and for more info on MarsCon, visit marscon.org.
Please continue to hold. Your comedy music will be with you shortly.
You are currently the 27th caller in line.
But whether you're attending or not, you can still help out by ordering the MarsCon 2025 Comedy Music Fundraiser album. Available as an MP3 download for just $30. It's just under 4 hours of highlights from all of the live concerts of MarsCon 2024.
Guys like prop comedy? Well, I don't. Next track.
This year's album includes comedy music by MarsCon 2024's music guest of honor, Andy Merrill, also known as Brack.
This is what it sounds like when dogs cry. Ah, oh my gosh! Oh my God! You'll give me bread.
If you'd like to hear a free 30-minute preview of the collection, there's a link to download that at our website.
I need moisture. Can I get a moisture?
Moisture.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
You can order and download the album right now from the shop page at marsconcomedy.com.
These are all dumb parody ideas, and that's the point. It's supposed to be dumb. We're dumb for doing them. You're dumb for being here. Our next contestant.
Thanks for listening, funny music fans, and we hope to see you all at MarsCon 2025.
We did it, everybody! We're going to the moon!
Last year I took my pants off. This is as close as you're getting.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, Weird Al's Facebook page has apparently been hacked. I just had it up. Here we go. As he says on his Instagram story, I think my Facebook account has gotten hacked. My page has been deleted. Sorry, hope to have this resolved soon. And that's all the information we have. But considering he's a celebrity, he probably actually will get help from Facebook in resolving the issue. But that explains all the weird posts that were attributed to him over the past week. I don't know if you saw any of those. I don't remember what they were offhand, but...
Was he plugging his famous song, What If God Smoked Cannabis?
No, wasn't stuff like that. It was just weird stuff like so-and-so is with Al Yankovic on, and it was just some weird spammy type post, and I thought it was like... I figured it was just somebody who tagged Al in the post, and I just ignored it and went on. But apparently, Al's been hacked. So hopefully he can get that resolved. The new Arrogant Worms album, Canadian Famous, is going to be released on March 7th on Bandcamp. They say, we've decided to make almost all the songs on the album be about Canada. We just thought it would be fun at the time, but now it seems strangely relevant. So come get your 100% pure Canadian comedy. They're also going to be touring Canada starting March 8th. And speaking of new albums, Dave Goulot has announced that his new album, The Brown Album, will be released digitally on April 4th. He says this one is all songs about brown things or brown adjacent. Gee, I wonder what that could be about. And Jeff Whitmire has a gig opening for Tim Capello at Creature Feature in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, March 28th through 30th. Tim Capello is a saxophone player who worked on The Lost Boys, among other things. So Jeff is ridiculously excited about this, so that's cool. The FuMP Volume 97 is finally up on Spotify. Got the word about that shortly before the show this evening. So that means all the FuMP, unless any of them have been taken down in the past week, all the FuMP albums are now up on Spotify. And I should probably put together like an official FuMP playlist with all of them and just put them all in there. And the February newsletter for the FuMP went out the other day, talking about things like MarsCon, the Logan Awards, and some new releases and more. If you're not on our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0225. All right, Luke, you got any MarsCon stuff?
Yes, I do. Actually, why don't you do the tour dates? Because I'm trying to figure something out here real quick before I speak words.
Okay,
So.
Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goodie hosting at the Bluebird. On Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goodie and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. This Monday featuring the great Luke Ski.
That's right.
Monday and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. On the 27th in San Pedro, California, Jefferson De Leon. The 28th through the 1st in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. The 28th through the 1st in Williamsburg, Virginia, Mikey Mason. On the 6th in Chicago, Illinois, Steve Goodie. On the 7th in Clovis, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 7th online, Carla Ulbrich. And the 7th through 9th in Bloomington, Minnesota, MarsCon! Need me to do birthdays, or are you good?
Yeah, do birthdays too.
All right. Coming up on the 2nd, we have Phil Johnson, and on the 3rd, we have Sea Monkeys. Happy birthday, guys. All right, Luke, you're up.
Okay, so I want to double check. I want to double check the double checking I just did. I guess that would be triple checking, wouldn't it be? The total for the fundraiser. Before I give the total, I want to, because I think I did this last year, and then I for whatever reason, forgot to do it this year, was every week reading off who all had donated. So I'm going to read off the names of people who bought the fundraiser this year, and so
and
here's
shame
the
people who didn't.
Yes. Well, I could, but I won't. But to show appreciation, Beth Kinderman, Chris Almuller, David Southwick, Janice Campbell, Jason Youngberg, Jeff Morris, Jeff Perkins, John Haynes, Julia Larson, Carl Brown, Kathleen Marie Blixrud, Christy Avery, Les Elkins, Michael Carbonneau, Robert Gibbs, Ross Child, Steve Pompernack, Stuart Black, Susan DeBow, Tom Rockwell, and Wayne Garmill. Those are all people who bought the fundraiser album. We had some other people do individual donations for larger amounts. Ken Sherlock donated $50, so thank you for that, Ken. Matt Tesaro donated $200 to get the whole shebang, of all 19 collections, so thank you very much, Matt. And just a couple days ago, or actually, no, that was that today? I guess it was technically today. It just feels like yesterday because time is kicking my butt. So he bought a copy of the collection for $30, but then he also donated separately $300. So altogether, Mr. Eric Ray, thank you so much for your super generosity. He's been donating huge amounts to us every year. So the amount that we are at is And then my phone rings because my sister decided to call me, and now I'll have to call her back later. That's how you build suspense. So there we go. The total, according to this chart I just made, is $1,158.75. So we have officially hit the initial goal of the fundraiser. Yay! So I won't name anyone by name, but comparing it to the to last year's fundraiser, there are 20 people who bought it last year who haven't bought it this year. So if that would get us pretty darn close to hitting the second goal if all 20 of those people said like, oh yeah, I should buy that too, or whatever. So just throwing that out there. But like I said, I'm going to double check this figure to make sure it's right before I update it at the website. But yeah, today is the 27th, so I believe that means MarsCon is how many days away now?
7.
Like 8.
Yeah, 7 or 8, depending on exactly how you count. So we have that much time left to try to hit that second goal, but at least we hit the first goal, which was something I wasn't sure we were actually going to do. So there you have it. That's a thing I wanted to mention. What were the other things I wanted to mention? For Devo's birthday, I made a new podcast. Yay!
Thank you, Luke. It's what I've always wanted.
Yes. We actually recorded this back, I think, on January 29th or so, but I finally had the time to finish editing it and post episode 1 of my new podcast, Luke Ski's Animation and Stuff Podcast. The description officially is listed as Luke Ski, an industry storyboarder, writer, and voice actor, who is also a nerdy comedy musician, hosts a podcast on all things relating to cartoons and animation, and sometimes other things in pop culture, with a different guest co-host in each episode. So our inaugural episode co-host is Mr. Devo Spice, right there.
Dun, dun, dun.
And our topic is just like I started this on Bad Rapport back in 2012, and it continued to my other animation podcast, and now it's continuing on this podcast. We go through all of the animated features released in 2024, and we rank what we thought was the top 5 basically. We used to do top 3. I decided I want to do top 5 because I have the power. And we also
touch. You have the touch and the power.
Yes, I do.
That's a reference to a show.
Yes,
it is.
Have you actually listened to the episode yet, Devo?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Because I wasn't planning on putting those clips in, and then I was listening to it while I was working on the artwork, and I decided, you know what? Well, I'm just going to put those clips in.
Yeah, especially
it would be better
when you did it. I was like, I'm glad he did that because I did not explain that first one well while we were doing it.
And I'm not going to promise to do that for every episode because, as we've said, the main reason I'm doing it is because doing it the whatever we record is what we post method is how any of us has time to do podcasts these days. So, anyway, we also talked about some other stuff that you had seen, like including James Gunn's Creature Commandos and stuff. So I have started a Facebook page for the podcast. So look for the Facebook page called Luke Ski's Animation and Stuff Podcast on Facebook. The actual blog website for the podcast is luke.ski/podcast. Because I didn't want to pay any more money to make a new podcast anywhere. And I'm like, well, I already got the web space through what I have set up for Bad Rapport, and I already have the Squarespace web page I'm paying for. I'll just figure out how to set it up using both of those and not have to pay any extra money. And that's what I did. So I also posted it to Spotify. I signed up to have it post to Apple Music and iTunes, and I have an RSS feed. I included those links and on all of my social media posts that I did on Facebook and, I guess mainly just on Facebook because there isn't enough room for it on Blue Sky. I guess, it's on Facebook and Instagram, and then Blue Sky and Threads, whatever. You'll have to figure it out on your own. But yeah, my general plan is to have an episode every 2 weeks-ish with everything going on in my life right now, taking care of Kalani and, et cetera. I don't know exactly... I'm not going to hold myself to putting it out any specific day, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to shoot for an episode every 2 weeks. I already have plans to record the next episode with Tony Goldmark this coming Sunday, and I'm going to try to, post that, roughly 2 weeks afterwards. I'm taking my home PC with me out to Kalani's when I move out there to take care of her, so I'll be able to we're going to record it at my place, and then I can edit it out there. So that's that. I'm looking forward to that next episode. So yeah, please go check out Luke Ski's Animation and Stuff podcast. Oh, also two more things about it. One, if you have a particular favorite podcast app that you use to listen to podcasts, and you do a search for it there, and the show isn't there, message me and let me know, like, hey, it's not on such and such app, and I'll see if I can, what I can do about adding the podcast to that app as well, because, I don't know what everybody all uses. I kind of assumed that most people are using Spotify or Apple or going directly to the show's feed. I put it on my Patreon, too, just for the heck of it, because, that's where Manic Mondays is. So why not put it there, too? So that was one thing. Let me know if there's, pod listening apps or whatever that don't have it that you think should have it. The other thing is, after we get like 3 or 4 episodes out, I want to put together a promo for the episode. So I'd kind of like to know what moments from episodes people thought were particularly funny or interesting or whatever, or worthy of including in a promo. So if you want to be somebody who, after listening to each episode says, hey, I thought this part was funny and this part was funny, and, if you wanted to go so far as to like let me know like the timestamp at which it happens in the thing, that would be helpful too. I'd appreciate that. So message me and let me know that you were interested in doing that. Probably the best way to do it is to email me at thegreatlukeski@gmail.com, and we can do it that way. So yeah, so that was the one thing I wanted to plug. I think I plugged that last week, that there's now a MarsCon Comedy Music Track social media presence on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. So you can follow those. It's at MarsCon Comedy, and on Instagram, and at marsconcomedy.bsky.social on Blue Sky. I guess that was it. I thought there was something else I wanted to plug. Because there was... Yeah, there's the podcast. What was the other thing? Oh, that was the other thing. Duh. Okay, so... Actually, I'm going to make a note for myself. Because I'm going to make an email update to send tomorrow. So, I recently, if you're listening to this podcast, you've heard me talk about the huge project that took me 3 weeks to go through all these papers I had, dating back to the year 2015 at least. Full of, song, just everything from my life. Bills and, random junk mail and all this kind of stuff. And some of it included artwork and, the handwritten lyrics of mine from when I was writing these song parodies. So I have taken these and I have bagged and boarded them, these pieces of artwork and these collections of lyrics. And I have shipped them out to Stephanie, who's going to give them to Janice to sell at Table 27. So I'm going to have this box that says, Luke Ski, original handwritten lyrics and original artwork, blah, 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 blah. We are going to put specific prices on some of them, and a few of them that we think are going to be a little more in demand, we're going to do like a silent auction for. And we haven't figured out which ones will be that and which ones will be regularly priced, because the main thing was to get it done and sent off to Stephanie while it was still, not insane to ship that much stuff at that weight and size. So, but anyway, that's a thing that'll be at Table 27 for you to look out for. Yeah. So if anybody values me and the things I do, that's something you can check out for sale in the Sandy box. And I put a picture of it on my social media so you can see what it looks like and know what to look for. Okay, I think that was everything I had to say, Mr. Devo Spice.
Just so I don't have to type this in the chat, the comedy releases spreadsheet that I have on Google, which is linked off of the FuMP. There's a new tab called FuMP on Spotify, which has links to Spotify for all of the albums. So anyone looking for any FuMP albums on Spotify, pull up that spreadsheet and you'll be able to find them.
I know I mentioned this a while back, and I think I maybe threw it out there as like, hey, this should be in a FuMP newsletter or possibly as a page at thefump.com. But, is there a master list of all of the FuMP acts on Spotify?
FuMP acts? No. But there could be.
Okay.
There's a couple ways we can do that. I can add it as a an option in the database for the artist so that when the artist fills out their profile, they can put the link to their Spotify page, and then we can collate that into a new page with all the artists and link from there. That's one way we can do it. Yes, it's totally possible.
I was just thinking even just a list of the links in alphabetical order, so it'd be like,
we could just make a separate page with all of the all the artists.
So I can click on the link, it brings it up on Spotify, I can click follow, go back and just repeat until all of those people are X on following,
Yep.
And then anyone can do that. I think I've also said that we should do that for Patreon too, and I think we already did in one of the emails, possibly. But if not, we should do that too and have that be a webpage too. Hi, I'm Chris. And for Eclectic Leah, I assume.
Yeah.
So
making more work friendly.
All
right. Here is our second song of the week, the new one by Kerplunk, I Will Poop Again, because it's all poop in this edition of the FuMPCast.
Did I ever tell you how much I love cheese? Whether it's on pizza or in queso dip I squeeze. Now all of it's compounding, and you know what I mean. I'm starting to get worried. Time or laxative set me free. I will poop again. Though this stuff's not moving, I will poop again. Just later than before. I will poop again. Even if it takes all afternoon to pinch a loaf. Be assured of this, I will poop again. Wherever you recover, be in hospital or home, drugs or prescribed bed rest may only serve to slow your natural waste removal, digestive functioning. Bring the laxatives and fiber, just no enemas if you please. I'm bloated and cramped, tied on my pants, nothing seems to move through. Tomorrow's too late, constipation just won't do. I will poop again, though this stuff's not moving, I will poop again, just later than before. I will poop again, even if it takes all afternoon to pinch a loaf. Be assured of this, I will poop again. Fibers got things moving again, expel these sauce and make it stop us again. I will poop again.
Bring 'em on.
I am here with Kurt Curtin of Kerplunk. How you doing, Kurt?
Good. How are you?
Good. So tell us about pooping again, I guess.
Well, yes. This song is. I love. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm on the right notes here. I had some stuff written up for this one. Yes. So this is one of the two songs besides the I Don't Remember Eating Corn song that inspired me to kind of launch off into doing this funny music thing. This is the other one. And I've loved the original version because this is a parody of this song ever since first hearing a remix of the Steps cover of it. This I Will Poop Again is a parody of Laura Fabian's I Will Love Again. And when I had the idea, I just knew I had to flesh it out into a full-blown song. And I love uplifting trance, and I thought that this style would be perfect for the song. So had that done for it, and couldn't get a female vocalist here because I felt like this song needed to be fully female lead, and so I had a subscription to lolals.com, and I just sang it all myself and converted myself to Celine Dion for the lead and Whitney and Mariah for the backgrounds and the overdubs.
We do have women on the FuMP you can call on for vocals if you need.
Oh, well, I like to have the person here next to me at my microphone in my house. So
that's harder to do.
Yeah, especially for free. So
yeah.
So, but I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I don't think it sounds much like Celine, but AI Celine me did the job. So
it sounds good. I don't think it sounds much like Celine either. I went back and listened to the original because I'm sure I've heard it at some point, but I couldn't place it. And so I went back and listened to the original, and comparing it with your vocals, it's a good female voice. It's not quite Celine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's close enough for what I needed, but it's definitely not as close as like Miley Cyrus and some of the other ones that I've used.
Mm.
The Mariah is kind of the same way. She's near, but she ain't no Mariah. But she was good enough for a background vocalist. And the Whitney, same thing. So the spoken Whitney, I think, is funny. I've used that on a spoken thing. So
okay, I've never used this. What site was this?
It's LALALS.com.
Lala's.
It's Lala's, yeah.
Lala's?
Okay. They've got hundreds at this point of voices, and so I really love them. And you can go month to month, or you can do a monthly. So I just get all my stems ready and do the backgrounds for the whole entire record in like 2 days.
Cool. Yeah, I use dubbing AI for when I need to change my voice. I use it mostly for when I'm doing an audition because I rarely have time to get a reader to read the other parts for the scene. So I just record myself doing the other parts and then change the voice to whatever I need it to be, and then I just time it out, and it works.
So helpful. Yeah, it's helpful. I've done one as Trump and Obama and things like that, just funny little short things, not a song but a spoken thing, and those ended up pretty artifact ridden and pretty broken up and gravelly, and they sound like they have the flu. But I worked that into my scripts.
Well, that works. So are all of your comedy songs about pooping?
A friend of mine who was at the album release concert asked my bandmate the same thing down on the floor. He was like, "Are all these songs about poop?" They're actually not. The one coming up for next month is about the llamas spitting, and then there are some other ones. There's one about toilet paper coming up and things like that. One about pulling up your pants. These people who walk around with the droopy drawers and things. So it's just. I don't know, a lot of them on the record. I picked out like the best 12 songs out of like 35 ideas when I sat down for this record, and just a lot of them were poopy, so I went with it.
Well, I
can promise there'll be poop songs on every record.
I think the album cover for this volume of the FuMP, which I think will be 110 by the time it comes out, there's like 4 songs already about pooping and farting and stuff. So like it's gonna have to be like a toilet bowl cover or something, just.
And what's great is you can get on some of these AI websites, and let me know if you need some, and you can generate your own little graphic. That's how I did the one for I Will Poop Again with the lady in the sparkly suit and the disco ball in the bathroom for free. Very helpful. And that's how I did the cover for the album, which nobody has seen yet.
Okay. Yeah, I generally do my own stuff for that. I do use Photoshop's generative AI occasionally for the song art for my song "Ian is Made of Beans." I took a cover of Ian eating waffles that we used in a previous FuMP album cover, and I used Photoshop and I just said like insert a bowl of beans, and it worked. It did a competent job. And then I selected the text on Ian's shirt that said Ninja Sex Party, and I said change this text to Ian is made of beans, and it couldn't do it. Absolutely couldn't do it. It was just like hieroglyphics, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll do that part manually.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know Photoshop had a generative AI component. That's great.
Yeah, it's new. It's in their it's in the beta. I don't know if it's officially released yet, but yeah, it's you just select what you want, and then it gives you like a little prompt dialogue. You type in what you want to go there, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah. Have you noticed that when you use AI for generative photo quality, well, even if it's not photo quality, anything to do with like fingers, it has problems?
Oh yeah, that's a known problem. Like it always has, like 17 fingers on one hand and stuff like that. Like even have you seen that video of Donald Trump sucking Elon Musk's toes?
Mm-mm.
Okay, somebody made a video of that, and actually they hacked the TVs in the State Department, I think, and just played it on a loop. And it's a really creepy, disturbing video. But Elon has 2 left feet, or 2 right feet. I forget which it is. But yeah, it doesn't quite understand what it's creating yet. It's just going off of the things that it was trained on.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a song about that. My 2 left feet. My 2 left feet.
You could do that. Yeah.
I'm sure in about a year that'll be corrected.
Probably, yeah.
As fast as technology goes.
So has
Get
this
on
album
that, Sentinels of AI.
Right? so the album that you're working has this come out already, or is this
Technically not. I may have talked about that before, but what I've done is all of the only songs that are officially out yet through like Spotify and Apple and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. The only songs that are officially out yet are just the singles, and so except you can go listen to the songs that are not singles on YouTube. So what's going to happen is in early 2026, when all the singles have finished, all 5 singles have finished releasing, I will release the entire thing through my distributor out to Spotify and Amazon and all that.
Okay.
And that album will have a bonus track on it.
Okay, cool. Let me know. Definitely let me know when that comes out, and we'll plug it on this show.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah,
I just couldn't remember if it was already out or not.
Bonus.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
It'll be
good.
12 songs plus the bonus. But yeah, that does kind of hurt me sometimes when you go, hey, I need some songs for the playlist, and most of mine are not out yet, just a couple of singles. So
yeah, it's fine. So is this album is all comedy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fully comedy.
Cool.
Does anybody release a hybrid album? I guess some people have a couple.
Some people do, yeah. I mean, some of the Four Postman albums are like half comedy, half serious. In fact, I think who was it? It was either Mark with a C or Mikey Mason did a song. I think it did an album. I think it was called Half Serious, where it was like half comedy, half serious, or something like that. I'm blanking on who it was and what the title was, but that was like a concept for an album that people did. I don't know how well that works as far as an audience goes, because audiences tend to either like comedy and listen to comedy, or not like comedy to be in their music. And there's not a lot of overlap there.
I know John Trentez is doing a show here at the Bluebird next month, so I'm going to go check that out. But I think that set for him is probably going to be 2/3 serious songs and 1/3 funny songs.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, in that vein.
Well, it sounds like a good show. All right, so do you have anything you'd like to plug?
As usual, please follow and subscribe. You can find all of our socials at our website, kerplunk.lol, spelled with the U. So and that way you can keep in the know on the new singles that are coming out. We got the Llamas single just released last Friday, and it has been sanctioned by the FuMP here to be my next appearance. So that's coming, so you'll be able to watch out Llamas Bits. And then
that's coming in about a month. That's scheduled for end of March.
Yeah, end of March. And then I've got 2 more official singles coming after that, so you'll keep in the know on that if you get subscribed at our YouTube and Instagram. And I put more funny videos at TikTok, so if you can get to my TikTok, I think that is also linked at the kerplunk.lol website. And there's some behind the scenes content and all that kind of fun stuff up on YouTube. And the rest of the songs from the record that are not singles are up at YouTube, so you can see those. But no shows planned. But got the next FuMP appearance coming up, and I was on the virtual comedy show for a couple of songs like a week or two ago. I think it was, I don't remember, he had me perform a couple, so I did I Don't Remember Eating Corn and the Llama song.
Okay.
And I would like to go to MarsCon next year because I just became aware of that, so I'm planning on that.
You should go this year. It's only in 2 weeks. I mean, just come on
No,
out.
it's 2 weeks. I don't have time to scrape together the money and the time and everything else. I got to plan these things.
That's never stopped me. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And we will catch you next time.
All right. Thanks so much.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. 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 You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
For who could ever learn to love a beast?
Father Beast wrote, okay, so it appears that most of the FuMP is there to troll Ian. So, here's how to do it right. Devo already has one that is eligible for the next year's Logan Awards. Everybody else needs to stagger their releases so that a different version of Ian is Made of Beans is eligible for a Logan Award every year for the foreseeable future. You guys work out the schedule between all of you. I like the way you think,
So they
Father
want us
Beast.
they want us to string the beans together.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough comedy jokes.
Hey, log! Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, congrats to those who have been nominated for Logans for 2024. If I weren't for this damn sabbatical I put myself under, I'd play those suckers on my show post-haste. But here's hoping I'll come back in time to play the winners at least. And sorry for not catching this sooner. Internet went out and we have to pay the bill soon. Thank you, A-Log. And... Hamner Hack. Hamner Hack wrote, the disco polka version of Chicken is gonna slap. All right.
Alrighty.
We're gonna need a chicken slap dance.
Yep. That's all the feedback we got.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's song is by Jeff Whitmire. Tuesday's song is by Nuclear Bubble Wrap.
Yay.
And I need a topic for next week's Spotify playlist, and don't say poop because we did that less than a month ago.
Beastie Boys parodies.
Ooh. You're going to make me work for that, aren't you?
Luke does like to give you tasks.
You know what? I will take your challenge. I will see what I
mean,
can
between
find.
you, me, and Ian.
I haven't done any, have I?
Lord knows, Devo hasn't got enough to do.
I've got several hundred songs. Wait, have I done a Beastie Boys parody? I don't think I have.
Huh. I just assumed you probably had. But,
No, I don't think I did. What about Ian?
Ian did a parody of Sabotage.
Okay.
There's a Wisconsin rap group that I don't even know if they still exist anymore. It was called CWA, Cheeseheads with
Yes,
Attitude.
I have their...
I know that...
I have that album.
Yeah. They put out a couple CDs. I have no idea if they're still around, but I know they did some Beastie Boys parodies.
I'll see if they're on Spotify. All right. I'll have to look up like the Beastie Boys' most popular songs and
Yeah. Ian's parody was Silent Bob. I did No Sleep Till Babylon, and Oh wait, No Sleep Till Babylon. Kramer Costanza is a parody of Intergalactic.
Oh right.
And The Doctor and William, which is a parody of Ryman and Steelin. So I have 3 at least.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if
Squirrels
is on. Yeah, I don't know if that's
Spotify,
on Spotify, but it might be.
Wouldn't I forgot what group did it, but there was a pirate song called "Fight for Your Right to Plunder."
All right, I'll see if that's.
Yeah.
See if that's up there. Beastie Boys hits. All right, Intergalactic. You get Kramer Costanza. Fight for Your Right. Sabotage.
And in my opinion, you could just put the song "Girls" on there too. Why not?
Brass Monkey. Paul Revere. So What You Want. Sure Shot. Eggman, Shake Your Rump. Girls.
While you're muttering the boys' titles.
Yeah, She's Crafty. I thought of a parody of She's Crafty when I was in high school, but I never did it.
Was it about a girl who's really into making crafts?
No, I don't even remember. Oh, Hey Ladies. That was the other idea I had, because at the time I had a dog named Lady, and I would just like, "Hey Lady," and song about that.
Yeah, I was going to do a parody of She's Crafty about a woman obsessed with making crafts. Because why not do the most obvious thing? Because subtlety is not my strong suit.
All right, I'll see what I'll
I'll just reiterate while I have the chance.
Go ahead.
So I double checked triple checked the numbers. We're up to 1,158.75, which means we've hit our initial goal. Thank you very much. The stretch goal is the same amount that the initial goal was, another $1,021.02. So we have raised $137.73 towards that goal, which means we are 13% of the way towards the towards hitting the stretch goal, which would mean all of the rooms for all of the acts would be completely covered. We need to sell about 32 more copies of the fundraiser album in order to hit that goal. And like I said, there's like 20 people who didn't order it last year, or did order it last year, who did not order it yet this year. So, if all those people just ordered it, we would be within, a decent stone's throw away of hitting the goal. But that's just math that I did right now on a spreadsheet because I could. So there you go. But thank you everyone who's donated already. I'm very happy we at least hit the initial goal before MarsCon got here. And go to MarsConComedy.com, go to the shop page to get this year's album for $30 with just under 4 hours of stuff from MarsCon 2024, featuring Andy Merrill as Brack, and you can get the full shebang of all 19 of the collections for a donated price of $200 or more, and I'll send you the links to all of them. So there you go. All right, Devo, do the rest of the finishing the show stuff.
Finishing the show stuff. Yeah, that's it. And I lost my script, so you got to give me a second here. I got way too many tabs open. Okay. So yeah, all right. So yeah, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and look, it's Bob. He has the hiccups.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I went to White Castle and I got thrown out.